Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video. I hope you all survived the week because trust me, right now I'm this close to just losing it. But anyways, enough about me. Let's get right into this last episode of The Mistreated Bride. Oh my goodness, where can I even begin with this one? Actually, no. Matter of fact, let's just get right into the video because trust me, there's a lot to unpack here, and I think this would be one of the best, most satisfying deaths I've ever seen. Yes, I understand that death is not something that should be satisfying, but trust me, this one was oddly satisfying. So let's get right into this, shall we? Okay, so in our last episode, it turns out that she wanted to divorce the granddad because, of course, she was getting fed up of the abuse and the controlling and all of that stuff. And she was doing this for the sake of her daughter. Again, Kaoru happens to be a she instead of a he. And this is where we get to see our lovely extra couple to the harem, where we see our social outcasts becoming a Chad slowly but surely. I mean, we already knew he was a Chad when he took over his brother's wife, so that's kind of sold out. That ship has sailed a long time ago. So now we see his beautiful little sister, well, let's just say not by blood, but more like by relation. So yeah, he says that he starts to say, like, he's kind of starting to worry about the ones he loved. And of course we see our lovely Mitsuko cooking up some nice brekkie, and then we see, well, she's asking him, well, why are you doing up so early in your day off? She's asking her husband, and he's like, well, listen, I have to go get some things. And apparently his stepmom going for to the store for something, and then he tells her, listen, I need you to do me one last favor, because she's starting to really be worried about him. And he says, listen, whatever you do, stay away or don't go near the storage, because some shit may go down. So look at that demeanor. The demeanor changed a lot. He took like a serious 180 turn, like an illegal 180 turn. Then we see our lovely Kaoru just looking for her mom, because well, of course, they're so close that they tell each other everything. And she finds it strange that her mom gone out without telling her. And of course, she is in the storage room where the husband tells Mitsuko not to go. But of course, we see our lovely daughter go inside to find out what was going on and why is her mom not around. So as she's walking down the steps, and she sees like this very dark room, like it looks like it's lit with candles. Then our lovely character goes down the steps, and then she sees she sees this shadow. And as she turns around, she sees her mother tied up. Oh my lord, she looks, I couldn't even show it. That's how gruesome it looked. Then the granddad sneaked her. And of course, he talks to Mitsuko and says, hey sis, have you seen Kaoru and the mom? And she's like, no, I haven't seen them. Then it clicked that they realized that they were in the storage, and quickly, of course, this dirty old bastard was trying to just do her the most questionable things imaginable known to mankind. Because then he realized that he was a she, and when he was torturing the hell out of the mom, he's like, oh ho ho, so this is a girl and you lied to me, bitch? Nah, you about to see a show here. And this is where the two decided to conjure a plan, because they realized, well, okay, the mom is not here, Kaoru's not here, so what the hell could they be? And this is where it clicked. He realized, and they quickly realized, well, hey, maybe they are in the storage room, because the husband mentioned to her earlier on today that told her, listen, whatever you do, don't go there. And of course, homie is thirsty, and she's pleading to him, listen, let go of mom, forgive her, whatever she did, she apologizes to it. And of course, he turns around and ready to do some questionable things. And this is where we see our hero step into the plate, and he came as quickly as possible too. I'm gonna lie, that little nigga nigga that's big, he's fast. And of course, he tells him, listen, I'm gonna kill you, old nigga. I'm about to beat the fuck out you. And he grabs the sword, and of course, before he even slashes him, and he's about to kill his own grandson, that's wicked. And then this is where we see some blood, thinking that he got slashed, but little did we know, yes, he's bleeding from the illness that he's suffering from. But let me spoil it to you guys real quick. Side note, apparently the dad or the brother was the one doing the Dio treat. He was doing the Dio to his fucking father. And the most unfathomable thing that I yet to fathom is that he was doing this for years. And he was basically doing what Dio did to his father after being so greedy for years. And of course, the whole shit going down in flames and being engulfed in flames. And then this is where we see the satisfactory death of the granddad. And he look at him posing and shit. I tell you that this was a JoJo reference. If you guys know, if you guys have watched JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, you guys will understand why I see this as a reference. And then he says, listen, I thought I killed your ass 2 weeks ago because I'm not gonna lie, your endurance is very surprising. Otherwise, you could have lived another 10 years, but you could have died from natural causes because the drug I was giving you was untraceable. So, no matter how many doctors, professionals, they're not gonna see what you died of. And that's it. And I was like, God, dog, this man is a dog. But he says, well, listen, even though I can kill you by the tablets, I mean, shit. I mean, at least your ass is gonna get cremated. So I gotta thanks for that. And he's like, you bastard, you betrayed me, nigga. I made you from my nutsack, nigga. And this is where it all comes tumbling down. And bro is in his last moments of death. And he tells him, I can't remember his name honestly. And he's like, you bastard, you better come get me. And he died. And of course, we see the daughter and the mom in shock. And they see the whole place went down to shit. And there goes our main villain. And the next scene here, this is probably like the last scene or the second to last scene. This is when all the family members of his side of his family come to the funeral. But surprisingly enough, no one felt sorry. No one like cried or felt sad or anything, according to Mitsuko, of course. And the two of them just like, yeah, that's the last of them, and they all pretty much gone. So apparently, her and the daughter, she's sending her daughter away to college because, of course, she has the money and everything. Apparently, I believe he left it to her name. And yeah, the whole body was cremated and shit. Strangely enough, they did not do any investigation as to what caused the fire, and I didn't think they cared to. And the husband tells her, listen, I'm gonna put my little baby girl to sleep tonight, and you know. And she thinks to herself, listen, what if this motherfucker was behind all of this? And she was certain too. Now, I would say that he technically was, but actually it wasn't because he was more like doing his own little scheme with the untraceable drugs that he was feeding his dad, which is crazy to me. But I guess the whole storage burning down in flames was just like another convenient thing to him because quicker death basically. And then we see our youngest hero, that social outcast of a brother. Just well, luckily enough, he didn't suffer any major burns or anything, just like a little scratch. And not gonna lie, that last second clutch, because he had the mom on top of his back, then the whole shitting stairs was made of wood, so of course it's gonna be brittle when fire touches it. And she fell, almost falling to her demise, and at the last split second he was able to stretch that extra bone in his hand and rescue her for some reason. And look at how precious she looks. And whilst they were, he was taking care of her, we're having a conversation about how she is sending her to an all-girls college because of course she never had the education, and she lived basically all her life with the mom and the granddad in this palace of a fucking mansion. And that is why she's sending her so she can further her education, so she can see where she can have friends and have interactions. And I think it's sweet of the mom to see that her little girl is all grown up, and I think it's amazing. But afterwards, and yes, she was a virgin at the time, and the big brother, of course, take care of that. And afterwards, then we see Sumi, and he sees Mitsuko crying and shit because he's like, listen, I know it was a whole crazy shit down there. I had to deal with granddad and all of that, but no worries, I'm right here. I'm gonna take care of both of y'all. till the end of my days. Now, I have a theory based on this situation, right? So again, based on my last video, I'm not sure how this whole situation even went, but I think I know how it went, right? So I can only assume that based on my true theory, it was confirmed that the husband knew that he was forcefully having sex with his wife. He knew and he was plotting because he realized that, okay, well, my dad is almost at the finish line from kicking the fucking bucket. Then he is basically doing things to my wife, and also I might as well just, kill him with untraceable drugs. So I might as well just do that. But the flames come and happen, and he was like, well, this is even more convenient for me, because if it wasn't for the drug, you would have lasted another 10 years and I would have been suffering. But I guess that's no longer the case. Again, I have to give props to the animators and the writers for doing such a great story. Although I'm kind of saddened that it didn't have a season 2, or let alone an additional episode to really end things. But I guess this was a good ending too, because I mean, the brother got everything he wanted, even though one of the sister had to go to college. But either way, he ended up with two sexy ass males. I mean, what else can a guy at that age want again? And if I was to give it an extreme rating, I would say a 7.5 out of 10, because one, the plot was great. Two, the plot twist was great, and also it was straightforward. So if there was not like fillers or none of that shit, just straight to the fucking point, which I love the most. And I will be doing more of this MILF series, because apparently I did a poll on Twitter and people really seem to love MILFs. I guess it's a very, well, like, let's just say a hype thing. So yeah, I will be doing some more MILF series, and if you guys have any recommendations, feel free to comment down below, and I will see you guys at the next one. Thank you again for tuning in. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you guys, or if your friend or family probably may need a recommendation, let them come through to this channel, because we all full of, I'm the source provider. I mean, come on, what else can you want? You get in the title, so you don't have to guess. So yeah, thank you so much again for watching. Have a good one and enjoy the rest of your weekend, basically. Peace.